And welcome back to the Halftime Report. I'm Bob Pisani. Time for ETF Edge. The first space company has gone public, Virgin Galactic, Sir Richard Branson's space tourism company, listing on the New York Stock Exchange this morning, giving aerospace and defense ETFs a boost. Let's break this down with Ann Bartels. She's the head of ETF strategy at Bank of America Merrill Lynch Global Research, and Tim Seymour, founder and CIO of Seymour Asset Management. Ann, on top of the interest in space, a lot of support for defense spending in general, and that's benefiting aerospace this year. Your thoughts?
Well, we're very bullish on defense. Defense works well in a slowing economy. It works well during a presidential election. It's not sensitive to credit or consumption. So we're actually very bullish on defense.
And Tim, there's a lot of ETFs that are catering to the space crowd. The biggest one, ITA, is up, right, Ann, 27% so far this year on the back of Boeing. Although the problem, of course, Boeing is 20% more of that. Obviously, Boeing's not well. What's your thoughts on where Boeing's going?
Well, my view is Boeing is the analyst community has been slow to actually look towards the fourth quarter to reset where they're going to be on the MAX and where we get back. Probably 50 MAX are produced in the first quarter is my view. This was a great free cash flow story. But as Marion's talking about, the defense sector has really outperformed. And if you look at a Raytheon, it's up almost 50% off of those lows in December. I'd say the entire sector is re-rating a bit, and it is a bit of an all-weather investment approach.
Bob, you really have to be careful. Not all ETFs are the same. And I know you know this, but I think it's important for the audience to know this. If, for example, you did want to have exposure to Boeing, if you owned ITA, you would get 20%. But if you owned Invesco's PPA, you'd only get 6%. And if you owned FXD, you would get 0%.
The problem I had with that ITA, that big aerospace ETF, is 50% of it is 5 stocks. Essentially, you own Boeing, United Tech, Lockheed Martin, and Raytheon. I just think that's a little bit of a problem for the overall group. Here, let me just ask you about space. They're trying to repurpose the interest in space into ETFs. We've got a bunch of them this year. There's the ROKT. This is the Kensho Final Frontier ETF. It's up also about 27%. You're still buying into these aerospace giants that are out there right now. This is what the new one is out there, this ROKT. There's another one if you want to buy into satellites, though, that just started recently. This is another way to attack the space program. Procure Space ETF. The symbol is UFO. I love that one. And you're owning satellites. Intelsat, essentially, you're owning. They believe that this is the best backdoor way to play space.
Well, and we saw this even in the mobile phone and the cellular industry buying the towers themselves. But so if you buy the infrastructure and the picks and the shovels, it's a great way to do it. Exciting day, exciting to see the private sector and innovation doing what it's doing. Whether it's a meaningful part of the revenues in this ETF, it's hard for me to know. But clearly that's what we're building for.
Just exciting to see Branson, Musk, and Bezos take us into space.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm all about. Tim and Ann, thanks very much for joining me.